is there a time limit that you're thinking of? The length of the service? Okay. Because I think I'll limit the repeating that I do on like Mechanocha and some of the lilas on I don't remember what else, but there's a few things that, depending on how they feel, they can get stretched a little too long. And it might be nice to be less time. So.
What works best for you?
Okay, I'm gonna do the feel. All right, that sounds good.
So we have 5 minutes if you want to strum.
Sure. Would you, if someone in the back would see if they can.
That way I can look at it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, again, I'm still very new at this. Do I bring this up here with me?
Yeah, you can bring your notes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anytime that you are not able to get able to get Gloria to bring
Oh,
her.
thank you.
Yeah.
Well, we found our way home.
Well, the best way I would do this because on Broadmoor there's all these friggin' humps,
But she had to go to the top of Thunder.
Oh, and go down Thunderbird. Yeah, it's just it's a little scary. At night. Welcome. Nice to see you again.
Thank you. I'm glad you're really safe. Sorry. Okay. That'll be fine. I know, it's lovely.
Right here.
If it's going to be a problem, I can hang on to it.
There.
Yeah? Okay, I'll just turn it over. Thank you so much.
As you're making your way to the seats, may I remind you that you will need a copy of the Siddur. They're in the back of the sanctuary, and you would need to have a copy of the Siddur. All right? I think Audrey is back there, and let's see who's back there. Audrey and Mindy are back there. They can give you a prayer book. If you are a member of Hadassah, please bring yourself to the front where you will sit in the front row so you can do your readings. And we will get started momentarily. If you've been listening to this lovely music, that is our guest musician, Cheryl Brickman. Good evening to all. Good Shabbos. Welcome to Kabbalat Shabbat services at Temple Mount Sinai as we celebrate Shabbat Zachor with the ladies of Hadassah who will be participating in the service this evening. We'll talk more about Zachor and what it refers to in a little while. We welcome again Cheryl Brickman, who has been with us before for our Hadassah service, and she will provide us music tonight and tomorrow at our Shabbat morning services. I would also like to recognize our temple leadership on the Bima. We have Marcia Schwartz, a past president, and Haiti Appel, a member of our board. I thank also our greeters, Samantha Piddle-Briseno, nope, that's the only one I need to remember. Vladik is not here, right? Okay, so we have much to be aware of this week. International Women's Day is recognized throughout the world. We just had that on the 8th. We in the U.S. are in the midst of National Women's History Month. And for us Reformed Jews, we commemorate 50 years of women in the rabbinate when in 1972, Sally Persan became the first woman ordained as a rabbi by a Jewish seminary. But this evening, our focus is Hadassah and the wonderful work they do to support healing and research. As a lifetime member of Hadassah myself, I am in awe of what Hadassah has accomplished through the last 100 years. Thank you, ladies, for being here with us. We begin in song on page 10 of your prayer book. How good and how pleasant it is that sisters and brothers dwell together. Hine Matov, page 10.
I just want to say good Shabbos to everybody and how nice it is to be back here 2 years after the Hadassah Shabbat that I did right before the shutdown. And look, we're all here, so Shabbat Shalom.
I'm going to call the Hadassah ladies to the mic down there so that they're not having to climb up and down. And we're going to begin with our coordinator for this evening's program, that's Rose Falcon. She has an opening prayer for us. So if you focus your attention over there. I'd like to call Annette Stone and Marcia Schwartz to light our candles. If you are able, I invite you to rise as we listen to the candle blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai,
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu le'adlik ner shel Shabbat. You may be seated. We are on page 6 of the prayer book, page 6, and I'm asking Mindy Dember to come forward for that reading. We turn in our prayer books to page 18, and I'll ask Noel Small to do that reading. We continue our greeting to the Sabbath Queen with the traditional Lacha Dodi on page 20. We will sing verses 1, 2, and 9, and rise to greet the Queen for verse 9.
Dili Kratkala Yalalai 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 B'nai Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dili Kratkala Yalalai 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 B'nai Shabbat Nekabela Shamor V'Zachor V'Dibor Echad Ishmiyalu Adonai Echad, U'Shmo Echad, L'Shem Tiferet V'Litila. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kalai, Yalalai, 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 B'nai Shabbat Nekabela. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kalai, Yalalai, 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 B'nai Shabbat Nekabela. Likrat Shabbat Lehu v'necha Ki mekor habracha Merosh v'kedem Nesucha Sof ma'aseh v'mayetila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kalai Yalalai, Yalalai, Yalalai B'nai Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kalai Yalalai, Yalalai, Yalalai B'nai Shabbat Nekabela. Please rise.
Let's rise and face the entrance to the synagogue.
Shalom aten bala Gam besimcha Tov tola Tov emunei Am segula Boi chala Boi chala Lecha Dodi Likrat Kalai Yalalai 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 B'nai Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kalai Yalalai 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 B'nai Shabbat Nekabela.
We remain standing and turn in your prayer book to page 146, or Barhu.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai.
On page 148, I ask Naomi Estrada to lead us in this reading.
Teaching At each moment we stand face to face with truth.
At each age we add our wisdom to that which has gone before. At each moment we know the heart is slowly becoming.
And seek to set the world firm on a foundation of truth. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Israel. We remain standing for the Shema on page 149.
Shema
Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod, Shem Kivod, Malchuto Leolam Vaed. You may be seated. The Ve'ahavta is on page 150 of your prayer book. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levacha v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha ve'hayu ha'devarim ha'eleh asher anoim esecha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam levanecha, biribartam v'ham, v'shivteha v'teha, uvlektecha v'derek, uvshopecha kumeha, ukshartam leot al yodeha, v'hayu letotafod beinenecha, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות להם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם. We pass to that remembrance of the sea when your children, the children of Israel, witnessed God's sovereignty, the sea splitting before Moses and Miriam. This is our God, they cried. Adonai will reign forever and ever. The Mi Chamocha prayer is on page 152.
So we crossed the sea and we're celebrating, but people died. Some Mi Chamochas are really uplifting and some Mi Chamochas are a little sad. And this one is sort of in the middle to me. It's kind of happy, but calm, maybe thankful. Maybe I'm thankful right now because I'm not running for my life. Try that.
On page 153, there is a reading. Cheryl Lieberman will be reading for us. Cheryl? On page 155, we stand for the tefillah, our standing prayer.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 Adonai. Ya la 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 tzvatai tivta. Ya la 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 ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Ya la 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 Adonai. Ya la 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 tzvatai tivta. Ya la 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 ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Ya la 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 Adonai. Ya la 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 tzvatai tivta. Ya la 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 ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha.
On the next page, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibur v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vesoher Hasdei Avot v'Imachot, Umevei Gumlav Livnei v'Lenhehem, Lama'an Shemo Be'ahava. Melech Oseru Mashiach Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mehayeh HaKol atah Rav le'Oshia. Mehayeh Hakim v'Hesed, Mashiv Ruach Umorid Hagashem. It's still winter, we do have to do that part of the blessing. We found that out today, yes. Mehayeh Hakim behesed, Mehayeh Hakol berachamim rabim. So make noflim reofei holim umatir asurim. Kayem emunato lishe ne afar. Mi hamoha bal givrot umi domela. Melech memid kayem umatzmia ushua. B'nei ta yichayei hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mehayeh HaKol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kodashim behoyom lehulucha sela. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. You may be seated. On page 160, Naomi Estrada will lead us in May These Hours.
May these hours of rest and renewal
Page 163. We'll read responsively. For the good in us which calls us to a better life, we give thanks. For the strength to improve the world with our hearts and our hands, we offer praise. For the desire in us which leads us to work for peace, we are grateful. For life and nature, harmony and beauty, for the hope of tomorrow, all praise to the source of being. Noel Small, on page 164, will lead us in a prayer for peace. Grant us peace.
Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us will to proclaim its message to all the people of earth. Bless our country and the safeguard of peace, its advocates among the nations. May contented reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all inhabitants of our world. Plant virtue in every soul. Make to love your lead, follow every hope and every heart.
We come now to that part of our service where we have our Tefillah Halev, the prayers of our heart. And we introduce that with a melody that Cheryl is going to share with us, a version of Ihiyu Ratzon.
So I shared this piece 2 years ago. Not that you'll remember it, but I love the English in this Yehi Ratzon, and I'm going to share that with you before to help give you a setting of your silent prayer. Go inside your heart, just be. Go inside your heart and see what it wants, what it needs, what it yearns when you breathe. Go inside your heart and see. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be kind, be true. May they be acceptable to you, my rock, and my Redeemer. Ooh, ooh, Son imre fi vehegyan libi Yehiyu leratson imre fi vehegyan libi lefanecha Yehiyu leratson imre fi vehegyan libi Yehiyu leratson imre fi vehegyan libi lefanecha Adonai tzuri Adonai tzuri v'gohali Adonai tzuri Adonai tzuri v'gohali
Audrey Levy is with us this evening. She will read a reading from Hadassah material. More from the Hadassah reading from Cheryl Lieberman.
As we ask the source of blessing to grant Yahuwah Shalema to all those who suffer, we ask God's blessing on the Hebrews of the Hadassah Medical Organization. We ask that they be given the strength and skill to fulfill Hadassah's sacred mission of Arisat Ba'ami, the healing of the daughter of my people. Wherever in the world there are people in need. We give thanks for the opportunity to continue to partner with them in this holy work.
And while we do support those who are healing in Israel, we do have our own that we are keeping in our hearts who have need of body, mind, and soul healing here. If you are thinking of that person, I will scan the seating and we will pray for them in the Misha Berach prayer. We have for our congregation the names of Jess Weinberg, Lloyd Gerard, Dolores Spector, Adela Simon, John Garcia, Michael Cohen, Naora Garcia, and Wendy Axelrod. If you have names to add to that list, feel free to say them.
David Schechter and Sam Ashbrecker. And Yellen and Stephanie Weishauer.
My son Brandon and Joanne and Barbara South.
Thank you. The Misha Berach prayer is on page 253. At this time, I would like to welcome to the Bema Debbie Cohen, President of the Hadassah organization here in El Paso, who is going to make some remarks for us.
Welcome to Hadassah's Shabbat Zachor. We are grateful to have you with us tonight. Purim is an inspiring story of perseverance and survival due to multiple mitzvahs performed by Queen Esther. Likewise, the heroine from our past in the organization which shares her name today, Hadassah, both exemplify the power of women who do. Many of us are aware of Henrietta Zold's achievements, which included Hadassah's formation in 1912. As such, this year marks our 110th anniversary. However, another significant event and woman should also be mentioned this Shabbat. March 18th, 2022 denotes the 100th anniversary of the first young woman to celebrate a bat mitzvah in an American congregation. Judith Kaplan, in childhood, was a musical and academic prodigy. The eldest of 4 daughters to a rabbi, would become an author and composer. With her father's support and the synagogue board's approval to have a bat mitzvah, this led to equal opportunities for Jewish girls. She studied at Juilliard's precursor and later taught the history of Jewish music. In addition, Judith created her own course materials, which included the first Jewish songbook for children. Hadassah also continues to lead in each area of its mission: education advocacy, youth development, and research. Unfortunately, our current thoughts and prayers reside with all of those suffering throughout the world, especially in Ukraine. The organization's efforts have increased with medical delegations in Poland to train local doctors in field triage and help assess the medical needs to treat refugees. Our doctors maintain an intimate knowledge of wartime medicine to manage the influx of patients. Thereafter, the delegation will return to Israel with recommendations for next steps, which will include surgeons, PTSD specialists, medical equipment, and supplies. Please support Hadassah's Healing in Ukraine program. Another option to utilize your power to heal our world is through Hadassah's Youth Aliyah initiative. Since 1934, over 300,000 at-risk youth from 80 countries have graduated. The 2 villages provide a safety net of services: food, shelter, education, and love for children from countries such as Russia, Ukraine, Ethiopia, along with poverty-stricken homes in Israel. Currently, 15 students from Ukraine are now part of Youth Aliyah. The goal is to prepare students for a life of success in Israel as productive, independent leaders of society. Educational highlights include a vibrant music program, youth heritage trips, Joy of Judaism, along with science and technology. Support for Youth Aliyah also encompasses an option for B'nai Mitzvah projects, in which the future generation can also heal our world. Please support Hadassah's Youth Aliyah program. To all my Hadassah sisters and brothers, thanks for your continued commitment. Hadassah El Paso is extremely appreciative of our Jewish community in Temple Mount Sinai for allowing us to lead tonight's service. It was wonderful to have so many women involved and a true testament to Henrietta Zold's vision 110 years ago. Thank you to all participants for your contributions, with special recognition to Rose Falcon, Tina Wolf, and Cheryl Brookman. Every one of you, like Queen Esther, demonstrates the power of women who do. Shabbat Shalom.
So you're wondering, why is this a Shabbat Zachor? Well, Rose Falcon asked me that question too, and she found out the meaning of the word Zachor. Rose, what did you find out? Okay, let me just give you a review. Shabbat Zachor is the Shabbat immediately preceding Purim. And it takes its name from an additional Torah portion in Deuteronomy that begins with the word Zachor, which means to remember. All right? I bet you'll remember that now. It describes the attack of the Israelites in the wilderness by Amalek. There is a tradition from the Talmud that Haman, the antagonist of the Purim story, was descended from Amalek. The portion that is read includes a commandment to remember the attack by Amalek, and therefore at this public reading during Purim, both men and women make a special effort to hear the reading. The primary lesson of Parshat Zachor is that true reconciliation comes through repentance and remembrance. Confronting the evils of the past is the most powerful generator of moral cleansing and fundamental reconciliation. Repentance is the key to overcoming the evils of the past. When people recognize injustice, they can correct the wrongdoing and conditions that led to it. Remembrance is the key to preventing recurrence. Goaded by the memory of the failures in the 1930s with its indifference towards Jewish refugees, the American government in 1979 organized a worldwide absorption program for 2 million boat people. Goaded by memory, America's Jews and Israel responded to the crisis of Soviet Jewry and belatedly of Ethiopian Jewry. Naivete and amnesia always favor the aggressors, the Amalekites in particular. The Amalekites wanted to wipe out an entire people, the Jewish people, all their memory together. One of the classic evasions undergirding naivete is the claim that Amalek is no longer around, is no longer here, has long since gone. Only, quote, primitive, unquote, people are so cruel. Only madmen or people controlled by a Svengali Hitler type would do such terrible things. The mitzvah of Zachor is a stern reminder that Amalek lives and must be fought. Because of the reading about remembering Amalek, the entire Shabbat is named Zachor. Remember, it is broader than the narrow obligation to remember just Amalek. It refers to the entire spectrum of Judaism. Remember what we are all about. Remember our past. Understand that we are the children of Abraham, the students of Moses, and the subjects of David, the daughters of Sarah, Rebekah, Leah, and Rivka, and Henrietta Soltz. Remember that we built a temple, offered sacrifices, and entered the Holy of Holies. Remember the destruction and the suffering, the ideals that they suffered for. Remember the struggle to return and rebuild, to build a Hadassah hospital to alleviate suffering. Remember why they returned to the Holy Land and why they invested blood and tears. Only by remembering, by reconnecting with our past, can we herald the future of our destiny. Don't relinquish your role. Don't jettison your heritage. Know the stakes are high because the future depends on it. We are now looking on page, we're going to ask Linda Corral to look on a page in the Hadassah booklet for a Kiddush reading before our Kiddush, which is found on page 5 when we do that. Linda will read first.
When we come together to give thanks, to mark important events, and to celebrate, we offer a prayer of sanctification.
Turning to page 5, we will do Kiddush. Please rise if you are able.
Baruch atah
Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam,
Borei peri hagafen.
Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam,
Asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavalanu b'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzon hinkilanu zikaron l'maaseh bereshit ki hu yom tehillah l'mikrae kodesh zeh tzitziat Mitzrayim ki banu v'avarta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim ve'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahavat uvratzon Hinhaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen.
Yes.
You may be seated. We talked about the future, and we have with us this evening a representative of the future. Having just learned 2 days ago that this is National Girl Scout Week, and that this Shabbat is Girl Scout Shabbat. We are very pleased to have a Girl Scout with us, and her name is Dina. Dina Westerman is going to come forward and lead us in the Girl Scout Promise. Oh, yes, she has to put on her badges. If you are someone who is a Girl Scout or has ever been a Girl Scout or volunteer, we are asking you to stand up at this time as she recites the promise. Honor, I will try to do my country at all times and to obey Scout laws. Thank you, Dina. We're now ready for our Aleinu. So if you'll turn to page 282 in the Siddur. And if you are able, I invite you to stand. Yes, stand again.
Stand again. Please rise again.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latet yedula leyotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kagoye haratzon, velo samanu yemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam kachenu kachem, vegor aleinu yechol hamonam, Anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Ne'emar v'haya Adonai v'melech al kol haaretz vayom hahu vayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo 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 echad.
You may be seated. We now look to the memory of those who have gone before us. The reading on page 291 is one that I always like to do in a women's service because it was a poem and also a song written by Hannah Shenish, a fighter for Israel who lost her life at the young age of 23. So these words always have special meaning when I read them. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light, long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who have died in this season in years past, and those for whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. In the period of Sheloshim, we mention Adriana Peralta, Beverly Lubufkin, Muriel Tucker, Gerald Smith, Janet Lieberman Duke, Brandon Fernandez, and Jacob Geller. Please, if it is your custom, stand when the name of a loved one is read. In years past, we remember Samuel Alfman, Martin Andorn, Siegfried Ehrenstein, Abe Barnett, Joshua Batkin, Joseph B. Blaugren, Hannah Schmidt-Burstein, Abraham Eising, Gloria Gelfand, Herbert M. Given, Louis Greenberg, Lynn Holtzman, Julia Kellen, Max Kreitman, Edmund D. Lockman, Miriam Lewis Levy, Sam Lowe, John A. D. Martin, Edwin Moy, Walter Nakin, Julius M. Nasitz, Lawrence D. Oppenheimer, Norma N. Rosen, Louis Rubin, Stuart Schrader, Nancy Sherman, Marie Solomon, Sadie Spiritus, Felix R. Schuler, Greg Allen Williamson, Noah Zaltz. With those who are already standing, we all rise as a community together to say the Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, De'alman Divra Tivutei v'yom Malhutei, V'hayehon u'yomechon u'v'chayed u'beit Israel, Ba'agala u'visman kari v'imru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevarak Le'lam Umayeh Amaya. It Barak Ve'it Shabak Ve'it Bithar Ve'it Raman Ve'it Naseh. Ve'it Ardar Ve'it Halel Ve'it Halal Shemei Dekudasham Brihu. Le'al Min Kol Biratav Shivatav. Tush Behatav V'nehematav. Da'amiram Ve'aman V'imru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabbah Min Shamaya. Ve'haim Aleinu ve'al kol Israel, v'imru Amen. O say shalom b'ifromav, Huya say shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Israel, v'imru Amen. You may be seated. At this time, I welcome Haiti Appel to the Bema to do announcements.
Good Shabbos. So I'm a first-timer up here, but what a better place for me to be a first-timer than the two organizations that made me who I am today. So, I can't imagine a better place to be, but share it. Okay, so thank you, Tina, for leading us in services and for your inspiring words and pulling everything together for us. Thank you, Cheryl, for the music, and what a great coincidence of 2 years ago to be here with us like that there. And of course, thank you to my ladies of Hadassah for leading us in the service, and Debbie for your great words as well. So thank you for that. Our Shabbat sponsors tonight for the streaming service, we have Sarah, Derek, and John Heller in memory of Gloria Gelfand, Lori and Alan Gaiman in memory of Walter Nakin. Our Bema Flowers are sponsored by Marion Garmel, Evelyn Fox, Sam Simon, and Sue Pickens Owens in memory of Samuel Alfman. Jackie, Jeff, Abigail, and Caroline Emily Elliott in memory of Gloria Gelfand. And Lori and Alan Gaiman in memory of Lynn Holtzman. Our Kiddush later is sponsored by Fifi Heller-Keim and Boris Keim in memory of Gloria Gelfen, Lori and Alan Gaiman in memory of Stuart Schrader, Bonnie Colton in memory of Herbert Given, and Eleanor and Bob Williamson in memory of Greg Williamson. Torah study tomorrow morning at 9:30 in person in Zelenka Hall or online, and that will be followed by Shabbat services in person and online at 10:30. No religious school this week, spring break. The men's club project will break ground, I believe literally is what I understand, breaking ground, at 9 o'clock Sunday over in the religious school courtyard. The Sisterhood have an amazing Women of the Wall event that will take place in person in Zelenka Hall, or it's also available on Zoom at 10 o'clock on Sunday. The adult education courses are taking a break for this month. Choir rehearsal is Thursday, March 17th at 5:30. Purim celebration, March 16th at 6:15. They want to be sure everybody RSVPs so that they know how many snacks to have. The Kala is coming up May 27, 28, 29 in Tucson at a luxury retreat at the Tanca Verde Ranch. Please contact Noelle Meyer for more information. Registration closes on March 21st. And we're grateful that this event was made possible in part by a generous grant from the Jewish Community Foundation. Save the date, a conversation with Congresswoman Veronica Escobar as she returns from Israel will be held on Thursday, March 24th at 6 p.m. The Temple Mount Sinai has our Passover Seder dinner on April 16th, and the first annual Jewish Food Festival at Temple Mount Sinai will be on April 24th. I know that we are looking for lots of volunteers to help make that event successful. There are also various levels of sponsorship if you are interested, and you can contact Noelle Meyer for more information. You can find all the Zoom and login information in the weekly Temple email, as well as additional information about any of these upcoming events. And I hope that everyone has a restful Shabbat and a very fulfilling week. Shabbat Shalom.
We close our service with the words that are found at the end of the Kaddish, Oseh Shalom. If you're able, I invite you to stand to accompany Oseh Shalom.
So it seems like we just can't ask for enough peace these days, right? So we're going to do another song. And I like the English in this. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down. Go for it, girl. May the one who makes peace bring peace down. There go my religious school days down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Oh, say shalom. Bim Ramah. Oh, say shalom. Bim Ramah. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu. And then we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one Yaase, 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 Shalom. Yaase, 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 Shalom. Yaase, 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 Shalom. Alleluia. One more time with May the one who makes peace, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. Shabbat Shalom. It was
Shabbat Shalom. Please
so
join us in
amazing
this.
to hear all of your voices after being shut down for so long. Those of us who do this now and then, it's really fulfilling to hear the voices coming back at us, which you don't get through Zoom. So thank you very much.
And I hope you'll join us for Kiddush in the social hall in Schwartz Hall. All righty.
It really took my breath away hearing people sing. It really took its breath away. Just amazing. Thank you so much. I meant to say something and I forgot to say thank you for.
Deb, I have your comments. Let me get them. I wasn't sure if you were going to come up and get them. So I just put them
out of
on.
your way, I'm sorry.
You-
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was exactly what I wanted to hear more about Hadassah. I like our standard prayers, but I really wanted to hear.
So
Yes, yes.
I'm just grateful
that
to you. I thought
you were able to participate as much as you
so this
did.
will be all right. Thank you.
Thank
Oh, thanks. Thanks. Oh, you know, she knows from the email I sent us, like, I just had such a hard time putting the music together this week for it to be happy. And I haven't watched the news for about 24 or 48 hours just because I can't. But it was just so heavy. And I was like, okay, just everything's going to be about peace. Everything just has to be peace. Everything's going to be minor key. Everything just has to be peace. That's good. Yeah, but thank you. It was a pleasure. Your speaking was lovely. Thank you.
I got extremely nervous and very professional of it.
Nervous. I just know how to hide it. Yeah. Well, and I'm always looking for organizations to get into, particularly with the situation in Ukraine. There are just so many organizations. Don't do completely right with the funds that they receive.
That's it, yes. I can show you that. And we don't discriminate on religion, ethnicity.
My dad's mom, that's my parents' dad.
Oh,
My
okay.
dad's mom was very, very involved with Hadassah in Washington, D.C. And I think internationally as well.
Oh my goodness. Well, you're always welcome to join.
Thank you. I need to after, I really do actually.